Then Imam al-Barbahari, rahimahullah, he continued, and that occurs here on page 131 of the second volume, as point number 120, where he said, rahimahullah, وَأَعْلَمْ أَنَّ اللَّهَ تَعَالَى دَعَ الْخَلْقَ كُلَّهُمْ إلى عبادته ومن من بعد ذلك على من يشاء بالإسلام تفضلا منه. And know that Allah the Most High has called all of the creation to worship Him, and after that He favoured whomever He wished with Islam from His grace. He favoured whomever He wished from His grace, or He favoured whomever He wished with Islam as a favour from Him, from His grace, or as a favour from Him. Shaykh Fawzan, hafidhahullah, he said in explanation, the author rahimahullah says, wa'lam, and you should know. He said, O Muslim, O seeker of knowledge, O student of knowledge, and take heed of the fact that Allah created the creation, all of them, to worship Him. He the Most High said, وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ Surah Al-Dhariyat, the 51st Surah, Ayah 56, with the explanation, and I did not create the jinn and mankind except that they should worship me alone. Shaykh Fawzan said, this is from the aspect of information. In this ayah, there's a case as an information in that regard. And from the aspect of a command, He the Most High said, يا أيها الناس اعبدوا ربكم الذي خلقكم والذين من قبلكم لعلكم تتقون الذي جعل لكم الأرض فراشا والسماء بناء وأنزل من السماء ماء فأخرج به من الثمرات رزقا لكم فلا تجعلوا لله أندادا وأنتم تعلمون. Surah Al-Baqarah, the second surah, ayahs 21 and 22, with the explanation. O mankind, worship your Lord, He who created you and those who came before you, so that you may be those who are dutiful to your Lord. He who has laid out the earth as a carpet for you, and has made the sky as a canopy, and has sent down rain from the clouds, and with it He has brought out fruits as provision for you. So do not take any rivals along with Allah in worship, when you know that there is no Lord who provides for you besides Him. And he said, Shaykh Fawzan said, He the Most High said, يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم إن زلزلة الساعة شيء عظيم إن زلزلة الساعة شيء عظيم. Surah Al-Hajj, 22nd Surah, the first ayah, the explanation. O mankind, fear and be dutiful to your Lord. Indeed, the quaking of the hour will be something tremendous. He said, يا أيها الناس إن وعد الله حق فلا يغرنكم الحياة الدنيا فلا تغرنكم الحياة الدنيا ولا يغرنكم بالله الغرور. Surah Fatir, the 35th Surah, Ayah 5, with the explanation. O mankind, the promise of Allah is true, so do not be deceived by the life of this world, and do not let Satan deceive you with false hopes, but Allah will pardon and forgive you. Shaykh Fawzan, hafidhahullah, said, so this is an address to the whole of mankind, to their believers and their disbelievers, to their jinn and their humans, that they should single out Allah with all worship, and that they should not worship anyone else along with Him, because they have no Lord, no Rabb, they have no Lord and nurturer except for Allah, the Majestic and Most High. Then he made a point, and what is predominantly found in the addresses in the Meccan surahs is Ya Ayyuhan Nas. And what's mostly found in those surahs that came down in the first part of Islam in Mecca is that any address that's directed comes in the form Ya Ayyuhan Nas, with the explanation, O mankind. So Shaykh said that's what's mostly found in the addresses in the Meccan surahs that came down in Mecca. Ya Ayyuhan Nas, the explanation, O mankind. And what is mostly found in Al-Madinah is Ya Ayyuhal Ladina Amanu, the explanation, O you who believe, O you who are believers. So the Shaykh makes the point, most of the surahs that came down in Mecca, when there's an address in them, it comes in the form Ya Ayyuhan Nas, an address to all of mankind, all mankind. Whereas the surahs that came down in Al-Madinah, where there is an address, it mostly occurs in the form Ya Ayyuhal Ladina Amanu, with the explanation, O you who believe. Then the Shaykh said, even though there are sometimes found in the Meccan surahs or the Medinan surahs other than this, in the other way around sometimes, but what is counted is what predominates. So this is a call. So this call, it shows a clear indication that worship is not correct except for Allah, the Perfect and Most High. And Allah, the Majestic and Most High, has commanded with it all of mankind. The address to worship Him alone is commanded all of mankind with that. And He created them for that purpose. So no one has any right to it, any right to worship. No one has any right to it. Neither the angels, nor the prophets, nor the awliya, the beloved obedient servants of Allah, nor the salihun, nor the righteous people, nor the jinn, nor mankind, nor any created being. Worship is the right of Allah over all of the creation. And he said, so the call to the worship of Allah is universal. However, those who actually comply with this call, they are the elite ones from the servants. And many turn away from the worship of Allah. And the few are those who listen and are attentive to this call and to this affair, such that they comply with the command of Allah. So Allah guided them, He the Majestic and Most High, and He directed them to it, and He granted them its attainment on account of their turning and their listening to the call of Allah. All of mankind are called to worship Allah alone. All of them are called to it. But how many respond? Only a few of them respond to it. And those who do respond, those who listen to the call, as the Shaykh said, then he directs them and he grants them attainment of it on account of the means, the reason of their turning and their listening to the call of Allah. He says, so the sabab, the reason or the means, is from the servant, and the tawfiq, the grant of success, is from Allah. And the tawfiq, the grant of success from Allah, comes as a result based upon the reason, the means that is with the servant. So if the servant carries out the means, then Allah directs him correctly and makes it easy for him. Just as He, the Most High, said, إِنَّ سَعْيَكُمْ لَشَتَّى فَأَمَّا مَنْ أَعْطَى وَاتَّقَى وَصَدَّقَ بِالْحُسْنَى فَسَنُيَسِّرُهُ لِلْيُسْرَى وَأَمَّا مَنْ بَخِلَ وَاسْتَغْنَى وَكَذَّبَ بِالْحُسْنَى فَسَنُيَسِّرُهُ لِلْعُسْرَى. Surah Al-Layl, the 92nd Surah, ayahs 4 to 10, with the explanation. Your deeds are diverse. So whoever gives in Allah's cause and is dutiful to his Lord and attests to Allah's reward, then we shall guide him to doing that which is pleasing to Allah. And whoever is miserly and withholds and thinks himself self-sufficient and denies Allah's promise of reward, then we shall make easy for him doing actions that Allah hates. Shaykh Fawzan said, so al-hidayah, so guidance, has a means, has a reason, and dalal, misguidance, has a means or a reason from the servant, from the person himself. So this is something which it is obligatory to take note of. It's a very important point the Shaykh makes. So both hidayah, guidance, and dalal, misguidance, they have a reason, a means, a reason that brings them about in the person. Shaykh said, because there are those who say that if guidance has been decreed for me, then I will be guided, and if misguidance has been decreed for me, then I will be misguided. Those who just make this crazy statement, they're not going to bother to do any action, they're not going to bother to try or strive. They just say, if guidance has been decreed for me, I will be guided anyway, and if misguidance has been decreed for me, then I'm going to be misguided. Can't do anything about it, in other words. The Shaykh said, and this is futile speech, and it is ihtijaj bil qadr, and it is trying to use pre-decree as an excuse, as an argument. And this person forgets that carrying out the means is from himself. So he will never attain guidance without the means. He will never attain guidance unless he applies the means to it. The Shaykh gave an example to clarify this. He said, so if you wish to have children, then you must get married and carry out the means, which is to marry. But as for if you remain single and you do not get married, then children will not come to you. And likewise provision, rizq. If you just sit down and do not act at all, and you just depend upon pre-decree, then nothing will come to you. But if you get up and work and take the means, and you seek provision, then Allah will make it easy for you. So the birds and the animals, they do not remain in their nests and their dwelling places. Rather, they go out in the morning with empty bellies, and they come back in the evening with full bellies. In the footnote they mention, this is taken from a hadith, they mention from Umar bin al-Khattab radiallahu anhu, who said, Allah's Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, لو أنكم توكلون على الله حق توكله فرزقكم كما يرزق الطير تغدو خماصا وتروح بطانا. So Allah's Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, if you were to truly rely upon Allah, if you were to truly have tawakkul, to truly rely upon Allah, then He would provide for you, just as He provides for the birds. They go out in the morning with empty bellies, and they return in the evening with full bellies. They mention this hadith is reported by Tayalisi in his Musnad, and by Ibn al-Mubarak, and Imam Ahmad, and Abd ibn Humayd in his Musnad, by Tirmidhi, and Ibn Majah, and others. And it is declared Sahih by Al-Hakim, authentic by Al-Hakim, and Ibn Hibban. There's a side point, also declared Sahih, authentic by Shaykh al-Albani. So Shaykh Fawzan said, after mentioning the statement, that if you get up and you work and you take the means and you seek provision, then Allah will make it easy for you. So the birds and the animals, they don't remain sitting in their nests and their dwelling places. Rather, they go out in the morning with empty bellies, and they come back in the evening with full bellies. Shaykh said, they go out to seek provision. So the means, the sabab, the means must be taken. You have to take the means, you have to apply the means. So hidayah, so therefore guidance will not come about without the means. And misguidance will not come about without a reason, without a means from the servant. Because Allah does not oppress anyone. So the person who wishes for good, then Allah will make easy for him, good, and He will open his chest to it. And the one who intends evil, or who wishes for evil, Allah will make evil easy for him and prepare him for it as a recompense for his inclination and his desire. So the servant must be attentive to this. The servant must be attentive to this matter, for it is a very subtle point. So it is essential to carry out the means in all affairs, and from them is Iman, true faith, and Hidayah, guidance, and entry into paradise and the fire. And he's saying, وَمَنْ مِنْ بَعْدِ ذَلِكَ عَلَى مَنْ يَشَاءُ بِالْإِسْلَامِ تَفَضُّلًا مِنْهُ. And after that, He favoured whomever He wishes with Islam from His grace. Shaykh Fawzan said, meaning Allah bestowed favour upon whomever He wished with Islam, by granting them Islam from His grace, or as a favour from Him, He the perfect. However, the favour that is from Allah has a sabab, has a reason or means, and being deprived of it also has a means, a reason in the servant. So one must take note of this. And a person should not use pre-decree as an excuse, like those who said, سيقول الذين أشركوا لو شاء الله ما أشركنا ولا آباؤنا ولا حرمنا من شيء. Surah Al-An'am, the 6th Surah, Ayah 148, with the explanation, those who associated others in worship along with Allah say, if Allah had wished, we would not have associated anything in worship with Him, nor would we have forbidden those things that we declare forbidden. Shaykh Fawzan said, this is using pre-decree as an excuse, just the same as Iblis made an excuse, made an argument, and said, فَبِمَا أَغْوَيْتَنِي, Surah Al-A'raf, the 7th Surah, Ayah 16. That when Iblis said to his Lord, فَبِمَا أَغْوَيْتَنِي, the explanation, so because of your having misguided me. Shaykh Fawzan said, he used as an argument pre-decree, and he forgot that he himself, from his pride and his haughtiness, refused to obey the command of Allah, the Perfect and Most High. So Allah misguided him on account of what? On account of the fact that he refused to obey and was haughty and was from the disbelievers. So he refused to prostrate as Allah, the Perfect and Most High, had commanded him to. So there is no proof, or there's no excuse for him in that. The proof is established against him, because the state of wretchedness that he attained was on account of his own disobedience. That's why Shaykh Fawzan ends the explanation of this point. And on the same point, Shaykh Salih as-Suhaimi, Hafidhullah, he said, in his same explanation, he said, mentioned this point, that the whole of the creation has been called to the worship of Allah alone, but then only some of them respond, and Allah bestows His favour upon those who respond to Him and grants them Islam. So the Shaykh made the point, Shaykh Salih as-Suhaimi, he said, this is an indication towards the two wills, the iradatain, the two wills of Allah the Most High, the diniyya al-shar'iyya, Allah's will that relates to the affairs of the religion and the legislation, and al-kawniyya al-qadariyya, Allah's will that relates to the creation and to what is pre-decreed to occur. So Allah, the Exalted and Most High, commanded His servants, all of them, that they should worship Him and not associate anything in worship with Him. And He informed them that the purpose for which He created them is that He created them to worship Him, and that He brought them about to obey Him. وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. Same ayah with explanation in Surah Al-Zariyat. And I did not create jinn and mankind except that they should worship me alone. And the Shaykh said, then all of the affairs are in the hand of Allah, and Allah has total dominion, total kingship. He does whatever He wishes and chooses. So from the servants, from the people, there are some whom He guides to carry out this worship which He commanded, and there are some whom He does not guide to carry it out. So therefore He has commanded us that we should worship Allah, the Exalted and Most High, in accordance with what He has legislated. And worship, ibadah, is a comprehensive term which covers everything that Allah loves and is pleased with, from statements and actions, those which are outward, apparent, and those which are inward. So it is obligatory upon us that we worship Him, He the Exalted and Most High, just as He commanded us. He is the Perfect and Most High, by making our deeds purely and sincerely for Allah, and by making our following purely for the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, not adding anything and not taking anything away. And finally, Shaykh Ahmad al-Najmi rahimahullah, he said in his explanation, he mentioned a number of the ayahs that have already been brought, and then he said, then after this Allah created, or he said after this Allah called all of mankind to His religion and to worship of Him. And He particularized whomever He wished from them and granted them guidance to this religion as a favour from Him. So He guided whomever He wished by His favour, and He misguided whomever He wished by His justice, by His adl. And He the Majestic said, من يهد الله فهو المهتد ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا. Surah Al-Kahf, the 18th Surah, Ayah 17, with the explanation. Whomever Allah guided, then He is the one who is guided. And whomever He misguided, then you will not find any patron who can guide him. The Shaykh said, and those whom Allah specified, those whom Allah particularized with guidance, they carried out that which Allah made obligatory upon them from worship, which is built upon Tawheed. And He said with regard to their Imam, the Imam of those people, and their example, Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, قُلِ اللَّهَ أَعْبُدُ مُخْلِصًا لَهُ دِينِي فَأَعْبُدُوا مَا شِئْتُم مِّن دُونِهِ قُلْ إِنَّ الْخَاسِرِينَ الَّذِينَ خَسِرُوا أَنفُسَهُمْ وَأَهْلِيهِمْ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ أَلَا ذَلِكَ هُوَ الْخُسْرَانُ الْمُبِينُ. Surah Al-Zumar, the 39th Surah, ayahs 14 to 15. With the explanation, say, it is Allah that I worship, making my religion purely and sincerely for Him. So worship whatever you wish besides Him. Say, those who are truly in loss are those who will lose themselves and their families on the day of resurrection. Indeed that is the clear loss. I shall finish by saying, so all praise is for Allah who guided us to this, and we could not have been guided if Allah had not guided us, and Allah is the one who grants success.